that they didn't think it was the issue in this country that it used to be. And I thought about that. And I said, what is a reasonable response? And I said, look at the statistics. Just look at the numbers. When you look at levels of incarceration, when you look at who does not and who does graduate from high school, who actually goes to college, let alone graduates from college, when you look at levels of sickness and disease in this country, when you look at victims of brutality in this country, when you look at poverty in this country, when you look at all types of items on the misery index, as they call it in this country, black folks are still mired at the bottom. We still die sooner, get sick more, get sick worse, die from sickness more, go to college less, graduate from high school less, involved in crime disproportionately, or at least involved in the criminal justice system. Because the real criminals are wearing white shirts and ties and suits down in the financial district, if you want to talk about the theft of big money in this country. All of these indicators on the misery index show that black folks suffer disproportionately. When you look at employment rates, when you look at who gets hired and who gets fired, when you look at how folks are treated in the workplace, who gets to advance and who doesn't. Heck, college basketball and college football are dominated by African-American athletes, but who get the coaching jobs? Who gets the broadcasting jobs? And I am a sports broadcaster. Then you see that there are still disproportionate problems in this country that are based on race. And where you see problems, that's where you put the resources to deal with problems. And yet when I talk about black folks and talk about racism, folks act like they don't see what's happening in our country right now. And I understand that race is still a very, very painful issue to a lot of people in this country. I've heard race called America's original sin. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. So much of what this country is supposed to stand for, and so much of the potential good of this country is undermined by race and racism. In fact, in every institution. And I used to work in Major League Baseball. And there are a lot of folks in Major League Baseball who treat it like a religion. It is America's pastime. American history can well be, viewed through baseball. And I see a lot of truth to that, but also race is a part of that history. That's why Jackie Robinson's number 42 is on every stadium in Major League Baseball right now, because they recognize that is a part of the ugly past of baseball and history in this country. Now, I'm not talking about past atrocities. I'm talking about the residuals of those atrocities that we're still dealing with right now. And so this is not, racism is not a black problem or a brown problem. It is an American problem. I don't know if all Americans, white Americans included, understand that to the extent that we still harbor and allow race and racism to exist in this country and proliferate in this country, we undermine the very American ideals and the American dream that we claim to tout. And I'll get off that soapbox. 313-778-7600. Let's get back to our phone lines where John is on line 4. Hey, John, good to hear from you. How you doing? Wait, do we have John? There's a button over there somewhere we have not pushed, because I can't hear John on the phone. Let's see. We need to push a button, Rachel. I'm trying to talk to John right now, and I think there's a button we have to push. There you go, John. There we go. I'm sorry about that, John. We just now got you up. Let's start over. Good afternoon. How you doing? Please give us your thoughts.
I was a little disappointed. You let those two Karens that come on here telling you about Hillary Clinton. You call out Trump, what you supposed to call out. That man is dangerous to this country. And to the people in this country.
Right. Well, you might be disappointed they mentioned Hillary, but I went at length with Tim, who called, saying, why would you talk about Hillary Clinton? I don't even want to talk about her right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And keep on doing it. But they always, the Republicans always come up with that kind of saturated ignorance and so forth. And when you're talking about a slave subject, and you talking about what Trump's doing and what how racist he is and what kind of policy he putting out. That man is dangerous. You got that 4-5 section down there from Alabama. That's another one that put people in prison. They the one that gave Trump $800,000 to the campaign. People run them jails, the private jails and so forth.
Yes. Yes.
So they got come on yesterday telling you about Trump that they took no money from them people and so forth. They gave Trump all kinds of money. He took money from the people and so forth. And I want to thank you and keep up the good work, Russell. And don't let nobody tell you, keep knowledge to me, and keep calling Trump out like he's supposed to call out.
Well, John,
he's live. There's no doubt about it.
John, I thank you so much. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate the call. And, you know, I should mention again here now that my objections are not so much with Donald Trump, the person. I think there's a lot about his character and his personality that is unattractive and unsavory, actually. But the real problems I have is somebody with those views running the country, being the president of the United States and using those views to enact policy in this country. That's what bothers me. And I'm glad you pointed out. You know, somebody asked, well, what has Trump done that's specifically racist? He didn't do